In a quiet Shona village, where the golden sun kissed millet fields and smoke curled gently from thatched huts, lived Mambo Tonderai and his beloved wife, Ropa. Their lives were simple, fields of millet, a few goats, and the laughter of neighbors, but Tonderai's heart beat with restless ambition. Each day, he watched wealthy traders ride past with ox-drawn carts heavy with goods. And in the shadow of his dreams, greed began to whisper. One moonlit night, an old friend returned, Nyati, draped in imported fabrics, eyes gleaming with dangerous secrets. They sat together by the fire under a sky thick with stars. Nyati leaned close and spoke in a hushed, coaxing tone. "There is a quicker way, Tonderai. Deep in the Mukuyu forest lives a python spirit, ancient and powerful. With the right ritual, it grants wealth beyond imagining." Ropa, standing just behind them, felt the chill of those words. She stepped forward, voice trembling but firm. "My husband, do not walk this path. Riches born of darkness carry the scent of death." But Tonderai's eyes burned like the fire before him. He brushed her hand away and answered with quiet finality. "Ropa, you fear too much. Our children deserve more than empty granaries. Tomorrow night, I will go." Under a moonless sky heavy with mist, Tonderai and Nyati crept into the Mukuyu forest. They carried a gourd of sacred river water and black rooster feathers, gifts for something not of this world. Torches hissed in the damp air, their flames casting flickering orange light on ancient twisted roots. The night itself seemed to hold its breath. Then, the forest came alive. Leaves swirled in unnatural spirals. Shadows stretched impossibly long. And from the darkness, a sound, low and primeval. Shh! A colossal python emerged, black and green scales shimmering like wet stone, eyes glowing red as burning coals. Its body coiled thick as a tree trunk, and the ground trembled beneath its weight. Nyati fell to his knees, but Tonderai stepped forward, chest heaving, gourd raised high. "I offer loyalty and sacrifice. Make me rich beyond men's dreams." The python's voice rolled like distant thunder inside their minds. Wealth has a price, blood, or soul. But greed had already deafened Tonderai's heart. He nodded. The python struck with blinding speed. Its jaws opened wide enough to swallow a man whole. Dust and leaves exploded into the air. Nyati stumbled backward in terror. And in a heartbeat of horror, Tonderai was gone. Nyati fled into the darkness, never to return. Back in the village, Ropa waited. The pot of sadza beside her grew cold as the sun slowly rose. When the search party returned, they carried no body, only a single shed snakeskin longer than any ox cart. Villagers whispered in awe and fear. At sunset, the spirit medium stood beneath the giant baobab tree, face painted with sacred white markings, staff wrapped in red cloth. His voice was deep and sorrowful. This was no earthly creature. It was an ancient spirit of punishment. Greed opened a door that should never be opened. Ropa knelt before the flames, tears drying on her cheeks, but her voice was steady and strong. "Let all hear me. True wealth is the fruit of sweat and blessing. No treasure bought with blood can stand." That night the village gathered for a purification ceremony. Bonfires blazed. Women in bright wraps danced in a sacred circle. Men drummed until the stars themselves seemed to tremble. The spirit medium sprinkled snuff and chanted, sealing the vow, never again would dark spirits be summoned for wealth. At first light, Ropa led the children to the edge of the Mukuyu forest. Golden sunrays pierced the mist. A massive shed snakeskin lay half hidden in dew, glowing faintly in the early light. Ropa raised her hand and pointed toward the quiet trees. Her voice was calm but firm as stone. "Where greed calls, the python waits."